function? Function is nothing but the sub program of main program. We can divide our main program into number of sub program or sub tasks, and that each sub program or sub task is called as function. So what is the use of function? First is reusability of the code. That is the first use of function. Reusability. Like that, there is a printf, scanf, built-in functions are available in your library. So we cannot write again that functions. We can just use it. So reusability of the code. Second, remove the code redundancy. What is meant by redundancy? Repetitions. Okay. So we have to remove the repetitions from our code, because same function we have to call 2-3 times, and if it doesn't make the function, then what is the problem? Same line of codes we can repeat in the main function 2-3 times again and again. Okay, but due to function, creating function separately, we cannot repeat it. So remove the redundancy of the code. Okay. Also, there is again one more advantages of function, that is, due to function, time complexity is improved. Okay, there is two terms: time complexity of your program and space complexity of your program. That is, how many time required to execute your program is called as time complexity. Time required to execute your program. And second one is the space required to store your program. That is called as space complexity of your program. So due to function, space complexity of your program get improved. That is, less space is required. Okay, same line of codes are stored in the RAM, and multiple times we can just call it same lines. Okay, so space get reduced. That is, space complexity is better. Okay, second one, time required to execute the program is also improved. So time complexity and space complexity efficiency improved using functions. Okay, so this is one other advantages of functions. Then we studied different types of functions. Basically, functions are two types. First is user defined function and built-in function. Clear? That is, printf, scanf, these are the user defined function. Main function is a printf, scanf is a built-in function. Main function is a user defined function. Suppose we design swap function, sum function, difference function. These are user defined functions. Okay, these are basically two categories of functions. After that, depending on the return time and argument passed to the function, there are four types of functions. Function with no arguments, no return type; no arguments with return type; with return type with argument list. Okay, and with return type no argument list. There are total 4 different types of functions based on what is the return type and parameters passed to that functions. Okay, obviously there are 3 terminologies related to function. Basically, function declaration, that is also called as function prototype, then function definition and function call. Okay, also other terminologies are related, that is called function and calling function. Function call is called as calling function and function definition is called as called function. Clear? These are also the terminologies related to function. Again, there are 2 function types depending on how we can pass the parameters to the function. Okay, either by value or by reference. These are again two types of functions. Clear? Also there are more other types, that is recursive functions and non-recursive functions. If function calling itself, म्हणजे if there is a function void swap is a function, and in that same function we can call swap again. So this function calling itself. Okay, so that type of functions are called as recursive function. And if the function does not calling itself, like that, simple, in that self calling is not there, then that type of function is called as non-recursive functions. Clear? So there are different types of functions. Okay, so today we will see, depending on return type and arguments list, there are 4 types of functions. We have started that part in previous lectures. So take same example. Okay, before that, function is nothing but what? It is an entity. Okay, subprogram. But it is what in real life, these are two functions are nothing but two individuals, two persons. Okay, and they communicate with each other. Okay, two functions are communicate with each other using argument list and return type. लक्षात घ्या, दोन व्यक्ती आहेत, मला काही त्या व्यक्तीला द्यायचं आहे किंवा त्याच्याकडून काही घ्यायचं आहे, हे रिअल लाईफ चालतं. समजतंय? ज्यावेळी मला एकमेकांशी काही देवाणघेवाण करायची आहे, कम्युनिकेशन करायचं आहे, तर ते कसं करतो, जसं आपण रिअल लाईफ मध्ये करतो तसंच ते कसं प्रॅक्टिकली तुम्ही सी प्रोग्रामिंग मध्ये इम्प्लिमेंट करायचं, तर थ्रू आर्ग्युमेंट्स अँड थ्रू रिटर्न टाइप. सो कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन टू फंक्शन्स आर डन युजिंग आर्ग्युमेंट लिस्ट अँड रिटर्न टाइप. क्लियर? सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द फंक्शन. Clear? So same function we can write in the 4 different flavors, that is with return type, without return type, same. So what is the communication between main and that particular function? So we take the example, that is sum function. Okay, sum function. What is the use of sum function? That functions make the addition of two numbers, okay, and gives the result of addition. Either it returns or it display itself. So it depends on the communication between two functions. There are two functions now, main and sum function. Two functions, that is two individuals, two persons, and they communicate with each other. What you have to do and what other have to do. What is mean by? What is main's responsibility and what is the sum function's responsibility? And they discuss with each other, and as per that we have to design the functions. Not like that. The sum function is designed in connector in different way. Suppose return type is int, so there is a int return type, you are told that it is a void return type. It is not the case. Okay, as per the requirement we have to design our return types and parameter list. Clear? Any doubts? Okay, so take one example, sum and main. So these are two persons and they communicate with each other. What is the communication? We can, and as per that communication we can write the code. Okay, so first is void main, that is main function. Okay, include #include conio.h stdio.h, which is common. Next, this is one function, that is main function. Second function name is sum. Okay, so what is discussion between that main function and sum function? That is user's requirement. Okay, so what is the user's requirement? User wants that sum. What you have to do? You can take numbers from the user and make the addition and display the addition yourself. Don't give return result to me. That is main's requirement. As per that, there is no return type and no argument list. Main does not pass any argument to sum function because as per discussion. What is the discussion? Sum function, you have to take two values from user, make addition of that two numbers and display that addition. Okay, don't return anything to me. It's your responsibility. Okay, that is the discussion between two functions, or it is a requirement from end user. As per that, you have to design your user defined function. Sum is a user defined function. So it is depends on the discussion or requirement from the user. Okay, it is not fixed like some function having return type void only. No. Clear? So first discussion between that. As per that, we have to write the code. So what is the return type? No return type, that is void. Some function does not returns anything through main. What is the argument list? No argument list, because main does not pass anything to some function. So return type, no return type. You can write void also, or no need to write void. Okay. So better to no write void. But here, if you does not write void, it gives you syntactical error. Or in some IDEs, what if there is no return type? They treat the return type as a integer. They treat the return type as a integer. Clear? But it is compulsory. If function does not return anything, must write void. Otherwise, it is treated as a int. Integer return type is there. Okay, but there is no argument list. Don't write anything, or you can write void. There is no argument list. Clear? So as per discussion, you write the code. What is the code? Sum. Take the values from user. Two values from user. So there is a printf. Enter two values. Then scanf. %d, double quotes complete, ampersand of. Before that, we have to declare the variables. Suppose A, B, and S. These are the three variables. So take the first values in variable A, second value in variable B. Next, what is the next statement? Make the addition. S is equal to A plus B. Okay, what is the next statement? What is as per discussion? Sum itself displays the addition, whatever may be the sum. So display, printed. It is sum's responsibility. That is, sum is one person. So sum is equal to %d, comma, ampersand of S. Ampersand is no ampersand. Only it requires at the time of scan. At the time of printf, no need. So whatever may be the value in the S variable, it is displayed here in the instead of %d. Okay? As per discussion. This is called as function definition. Okay? So what we require now? Function declaration. Okay? So you can write here also void sum. It is possible. This is called as local declaration of the function. Okay, we can declare the function within the main function. So it is not a global function. What is the meaning of that? Only you can call some function within main function only. Okay, so write the call, that is sum. Next is the get ch. Clear? You have to declare function inside the main. It is also possible that it becomes a local function. That is, we can just access that function, means calling that function only within the main. We cannot call some function in the sum also. Okay, because it is a local. म्हणजे साध्या भाषेत सांगतो, कुणाच्या स्कोप मध्ये कुणाला ऑर्डर देणं आहे. एखादा व्यक्ती आहे, तो ग्लोबल आहे. कॉलेज मधला कुठलाही व्यक्ती त्याला काय करू शकतो, काम सांगू शकतो. पण एखादा व्यक्ती हा डिपार्टमेंटला दिलेला आहे शिपाई, तो शिपाई दुसऱ्या डिपार्टमेंटचा ऐकणार नाही, कारण तो त्याच्या स्कोप मध्ये नाहीये. मेकॅनिकलचा शिपाई हा मेकॅनिकलच्या स्टाफचा ऐकेल, जसं आयटी सीएससी चा शिपाई पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंटचा ऐकेल. सपोज एक ग्लोबल पर्सन आहे शिपाई, जो सगळ्या कॉलेजसाठी डेप्युटेड केलेला आहे, कुणीही त्याला जनरल फॉर्म सांगू शकतं. डिपेंड्स आहे, लक्षात येते. कोड मध्ये काही फरक होणार नाही, रन करताना काही प्रॉब्लेम येणार नाही, आउटपुट सेम येणार. जरी you have declared that function globally, that is above the main function, result is same, only scope is there. Okay, here we have to call the sum function within main only, so you can declare inside or outside the main. Clear? Okay, this is the first type, that is function without return type, without argument list. Current main and sum function, they communicate with each other, but there is no argument passing or anything returned to main. Okay, clear? This is first type. Second, as per discussion, so what is discussion between main and sum? Okay, the discussion between main and sum function is that main called to the sum and told that I have to pass two values to sum function, that is u, and you can make the addition and you can display the result yourself, that is your responsibility. But whatever be the two values, that values are provided by main function. Okay, so as per that discussion, we have to design the sum function. So what, as per that discussion, main pass two values to the sum function. So for catching first value, we can use integer a. For catching second value, we can use second variable. Clear? Okay. Then next, sum does not return anything to main function. So what is the return type? Return type is void. Return type is void. Next thing, design the body. Now inside the body, what is the function of sum? Make the addition of these two numbers. So take third variable s is equal to a plus b, make the addition of these two variables, and printf sum is equal to percentage d comma s. Clear? This is the function body. So as per the discussion, functions body get changed as well as argument list and parameters. So this is called as function definition. Now function call. Main function calls to the sum function. So how main function calls? Sum and pass to actual values. Okay, so before that, int a comma b, then main function takes the value from the user, that is enter any two values. Next is scanf percentage d comma ampersand of a comma ampersand of b. Clear? And sum pass actual values, that is a comma b. Actual values pass to this function, and last is the next stage. Next function complete. Okay, this is the code. This is another type of function that is called as function with argument list without return type. Without return type. That is second type of function. Clear? Function is the same. Whatever may be the responsibility that make the addition of the two numbers. But who provides the values, or he itself, that function itself takes the value from user, that is the decision. Okay, that is called as communication, or in simple Marathi it is called as देवाण घेवाण between main and sum function. काय देवाण घेवाण ठरलेली आहे आपल्याला समजतंय? जे रियल लाईफ मध्ये असतं ॲज इट इज आपण कन्सेप्ट इम्प्लिमेंटेड इन अवर सॉफ्टवेअर्स. So this is the most important thing, that is functions, how functions are communicate with each other. Clear? So next time, this is the function call. Now remaining is function declaration. You can declare function here also inside the main, or you can declare it in outside the main. So what is return type? Void sum, then integer. You can write x integer y semicolon. No doubt. Not necessary you can write a and b. No need. Okay, you can take any other variable name. No doubt. Or if you don't write x and y, then also it does not use, compiler does not use any syntactical error. It is also syntactically correct. Because compiler only knows due to this declaration that this is a user defined function and its definition is below main function. Okay, user written that definition but it is below the main function, so it is not a error. You can treat it as a user defined function. And what are the arguments? Two integers. So when this function call is there, when compiler execute this line, then he previously knows that sum is the user defined function which is already declared, and how many numbers of argument passed? Two numbers of argument passed, so it does not use any syntactical error. But you can pass third variable which is not matching with your prototype, function prototype, then it gives you syntactical error. Clear? So for that purpose we have to declare the function declaration, or it is called as function prototype. Clear? Okay. Next thing is, okay, is that clear? That is function with argument list, no return type. So next one is the memory management. Clear? So check the memory management for second type. This is your random access memory, or it is simply called as RAM or primary memory. Okay. So what is next? Suppose a is the variable name, ab, but these are the within the scope of main function. Okay, these two variables. Again, enter the any two values. User enters some values. Suppose 10 and 20. Press enter, then that values are moved for here. That values are moved to the address of A and address of B, 10 and 20. Okay. Next, function call. When this line is executed at the runtime, when this line is get executed, runtime cursor goes to the jumps from this line to definition of the function. So he takes value of A, and that value of A is copied to the variable A. You can write here x and y also. Okay. This B is copied to this B variable, but int A and int B is declared within the sum function. So there is again separate memories allocated for A and B. Okay, and that is within the scope of sum functions. And this value of A, this A is passed to the value of A in the sum. Same value of B from main is copied to the B variable in the function sum. So it becomes now 20. Okay. When cursor goes from this line to this line, jumps from this line to this line at the execution time, then these variables A and B are not accessible. These are live. Not accessible because these A and B are not accessible within some function as per the accessibility. Okay, depends on the storage type. We have already studied that part. Clear? So this A and B are live, not dead variable. Why it is not dead? Because this A and B becomes dead after execution of this curly bracket. Okay, so these variables are live on your RAM, random access memory. Only these are not accessible in some function. When cursor jumps from some function call to its definition. Next line executed is integer sum. So already there is a S variable, which is static memory management is done at the time of compilation. Initial value is garbage. Again S is equal to A plus B, that is 10 plus 20. These values from some function get taken, not these values. Clear? So whatever will be the result, what is the result? Result is 30 and stored into s variable. Next is the printer, sum is equal to percentage d. What is the value in the s? That is 30. So message is sum is equal to 30. Then execute curly bracket. When execution of curly bracket is over, then cursor returns back where next line of the function call, because there is no catching variable. Okay, I will discuss that part later on. So next line is the get ch, that is console get freeze, and output get displayed, that is sum is equal to 30. That is visible to user. It is already displayed when this line is executed, printf. Clear? Only console get freeze, so user can just see the line. Sum is equal to 30. Okay, next. Now, what is the memory management concept? When cursor goes from this curly bracket to get ch, then a, b, s, all these variables lifetime get over, and they becomes dead. These variables becomes dead. That is, whatever may be the memory reserved for these three variables, there is one reservation mark. If the variables are already allocated in this location, other variables cannot allocate same locations. And when its lifetime get over, then this becomes dead. Means what? These names are not exist there. Okay. Whatever may be the current values remains as it is, but it becomes now garbage. Clear? It becomes now garbage. जसं ते आपण लाईफ टाइम जसं असतं, प्रत्येक मनुष्याचा एक लाईफ टाइम असतो. लाईफ टाइम संपला डेड होतो. त्याच पद्धतीने डेड झाला की परत कधी ऍक्सेसिबल होत नाही. क्लियर? समजतंय? गेट ch curly bracket complete. When curly bracket of main function get completed, okay, then this a and b becomes dead variables. Clear? Now there is no reference of a, b, s exist. So storage types are most important part. What is the, depending on the storage type, what we know, what is the storage location of the variable, what is the initial value of the variable, what is the lifetime of the variable, and what is the accessibility of the variable. Accessibility is also called as visibility. Okay, and lifetime is also called as aliveness. Clear? We have already discussed that part. Clear? These two types of functions. Okay. Now third discussion between main and sum. You can write here. What is the discussion between main and sum? These are two functions. That is, these are two persons actually. They communicate with each other. Now what is the discussion? Now main told to sum function, what is your duty? Your duty is, it does not provide any values to sum function. You can take values from users yourself. Okay, make the addition of that two numbers and return that value to me. Don't display. Okay, you can return that value to me. I am the responsible for sum. I will display the result, whatever may be the sum. Clear? That is the communication between two functions. So as per that function we can design. Okay, so what is sum? As per discussion, what is main told to sum? That is, you can take two values from user yourself. Okay, so you can a, b and s. First printf enter two numbers, double quotes complete, semicolon. Second, scanf %d, double quotes complete, comma, ampersand of a, comma, ampersand of b. Next, what is the responsibility? Main responsibility of the function sum is make the addition. So make the addition, s is equal to a plus b. Make the addition. And what is ordered given to the sum function by main function? That you don't display, you just make the addition and return the result, whatever may be, to me. Okay, so next statement is return. What that sum function returns? Sum. So write space, write s. As per that, the function returns something. Function returns something. And what type of value returns by some function? Integer. So write return type integer. Okay, because some function now returns the integer value s. Okay, whatever may be the return value data type, you can write here. So now int sum, but there is no argument list, and this is the definition. Next part, function definition is over. Now next part is the function call by main function. How main function calls now? Sum, no argument list, but some functions return something to the main function, that is integer value. So there must be catching variable. Okay, for example, I want to return this chalk to somebody. Okay, so what he has to do? Okay, for catching there must be something. बघा, आणि ज्या टाइपचं त्या टाइपचंच कॅचिंग असलं पाहिजे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, मी जर पाणी देणार असो, लक्षात घ्या, वॉटर, तर काय केलं पाहिजे? कॅचिंग व्हेरिएबल कसला असला पाहिजे? ओंजळून चालणार नाही, सांडेल. लक्षात घ्या, त्या टाइपचाच पाहिजे कॅचिंग व्हेरिएबल. ओके, मी ज्या टाइपची व्हॅल्यू रिटर्न करतोय त्या टाइपचा काय पाहिजे? कॅचिंग व्हेरिएबल पाहिजे. सो सम फंक्शन रिटर्न्स इन टाइप ऑफ व्हॅल्यू, सो कॅचिंग व्हेरिएबल मस्ट बी इन टाइप. So you can declare int s. You can declare any variable name and catch in the s. So result is now catch in the s variable. Now it's responsibility of main function to display the sum. So main function displays printf sum is equal to percentage d comma s. You can use different name also, no doubt. You can use different name, but same name is written here. Okay, not like that. Here is a s, so you can write s, same name here, no need. Okay, you can write another variable name also, suppose s1. So here write s1 is equal to some semicolon and write s1 here, and last statement is get. Clear? So this type of function is called as function without argument list with return type. Function without argument list with return type. Clear? When there is a return type exists, it depends communication between two functions. What is the deal between that two functions? Okay, that is user's requirement. Whenever you take the requirement from the user, after that we can decide. We can make the some modules, different modules, and after that we have to decide that is there any return type, is there any argument list. Okay, clear? So now just say what is the memory management for that function. What remaining? Prototype, that is function declaration is remaining. You can write function prototype here. Integer sum, no arguments, semicolon. This is our function prototype or function declaration. Next, what is how this function get executed? So first is s1, memory management is there and the compile time. Then function call get goes to the function definition. Then abs, these are three variables within the scope of sum function. This s1 is within the function scope of main function. Next, enter two numbers. User enters 10, 20. Suppose these values are goes to the particular address location, that is A and B. Then s is equal to a plus b. It becomes 30. Now return s. Okay. When this statement is executed, then control goes to the same line of the function call. Where? Same line of the function call. And what now it becomes? S1 is equal to whatever may be the value in the s, that is 30. So value of 30, that is the result of some function, is returned to be here equal to next to the equal to, that is 30. So what it becomes? S1 becomes 30. That means this value is overwrite here s1, okay, which is the memory location on the RAM. So next line, printf sum is equal to whatever may be the value in s1, that is 30. So result is sum is equal to 30. 8ch cursor goes curly bracket. When exists, s1 becomes dead, and when this curly bracket of some function get over, then this abc becomes dead. Clear? Because abs is the local variable of some function. This is third type, that is function with return type no argument list. And last one, that is fourth type, that function with argument with return type, both. That is, what is the communication between that two functions, main and sum? Okay, main delegates all his authority to some function. Okay, you know the meaning of delegation. Delegates all authority of main to some function, and told to some function that you have to do and take. I will pass the two values to the sum, and you can make the addition and you can display the results. It's your responsibility, or you have to return the value. Okay, that is main. What is the deal between that? Main function told to sum, that is, I give you two numbers, you make the addition and returns the value. So as per that, what is the changes here? Here return type is int sum. Two values are taken from main function, that is common. Then sum does not display the result. What is the return? S. So it return the S. So here, so again here write S. Okay, and its main's responsibility. So printf sum is equal to percentage d comma S. Last statement is get ch. Clear? And also prototype get change, that is int sum int comma int. Clear? This is the fourth type, that is called as function with argument or parameters and with return type. Clear? Any doubts? Okay. So this is the four type. These are the four types of functions.